Namaste everyone, welcome to the class. This is Rajesh. Now here we are going to discuss solution of our second test of application of derivatives. In this test we have asked questions related with maxima and minima. Most of the questions are of 6 marks. So let us see first question. The question is, prove that the area of right angle triangle of a given hypotenuse is maximum when the triangle is isosceles. What we have to prove? We have to prove that area of triangle is maximum when this right angle triangle is isosceles triangle. So for a given hypotenuse, a isosceles right angle triangle has the maximum area. That we have to prove. So let us see solution. Now here we have given a right angle triangle. So let us draw a right angle triangle. Let us consider the sides of this right angle triangle are A, B and hypotenuse is C. So I will say the triangle as A, B, C. Okay. So side opposite to angle C, which is right angle, is hypotenuse C, and we have A and B. So here triangle ABC is right angle triangle with angle C as 90 degree. AC is equals to B and BC is equals to A and AB equal to C. Area of triangle, so area of triangle ABC we write as A equal to half into base, which is BC, into height, which is AB, is equals to half into the value of BC is A and the value of AB is B. Now by Pythagoras theorem, here below triangle we can write by Pythagoras theorem. Now what we can say by Pythagoras theorem? You can see that this C square is equals to A square plus B square. So I can convert this A square as C square minus B square. Hence the value of A is root of C square minus B square. So basically what we have done, we have converted these two variables A and B, okay, which can vary for a given hypotenuse, in one variable. So here I have area is equals to half into, in place of A I will write root of C square minus B square. Now here C is constant into I have B. Now in this expression B is the only variable. Okay, C is constant, B is the only variable. So I will find dA upon dB. I will differentiate this area with respect to B. So this is half. I will keep this as it is, root of C square minus B square. Now this half I will take out. Okay. So U into V. So U into derivative of V, which is 1, plus we will differentiate this U, which is 1 upon 2 times root of C square minus B square into, we differentiate this C square minus B square, which is minus 2B. Okay. So finally what I can say that this 2 and 2 will cancel. So I will say that this dA upon dB is equals to half of, here we have root of C square minus B square minus, here we have B upon root of C square minus B square. Is anything wrong? Okay. I have to write this B also. So here it is B into derivative of this term. So B into B is what? B square. Fine. This is dA upon dB. Now if I differentiate this again, then what I will get? I will get d square A upon dB square. This will be, this half I will write as it is. Now derivative of this root term is what? 1 upon 2 root of c square minus b square into minus 2b minus derivative of this term. So here we are going to use u upon v. So first I will write v, which is root of c square minus b square into derivative of b square, which is 2b. So I will write 2 here and I will write b here. Then we have minus sign, minus, we have v derivative of u minus u derivative of v. So minus, what we do, we will say that minus I will write minus here, we will take v derivative of u, we have done v derivative of u minus u, which is b square, and we differentiate this term, which is 1 upon 2 times root of c square minus b square into minus 2b whole divided by square of this term, which is c square minus b square. So we simplify this further. This is half, this 2 to cancel, so it is minus b upon root of c square minus b square. Then we have plus sign here, this is 2b, and if I cross multiply it, so this is 2b into c square minus b square, minus and minus, it is plus, so plus we have 2b cube, so plus 2b cube, and whole divided by this 2 and 2 we have already cancelled, so it is b cube only. So this is not 2b cube, this is plus b cube, okay, plus b cube. Here this 2 and 2 is cancelled, so this cross multiplied, so we got 2 times, and whole divided by, here we have c square minus b square into root of c square minus b square. So this is this we consider as second equation, and this first derivative what we got, we consider that as first equation. So this is our first equation and this is our second equation. Now for maximum area or minimum area, so condition for maxima or minima, we have dA upon dB equal to 0. So that means half of the value is root of c square minus b square, root of c square minus b square minus b square upon, minus here we have b square upon root of c square minus b square. This is equals to 0. So this gives us, we will move this minus term on right hand side. First this 2 will go there and it will become 0. So we have root of c square minus b square is equals to b square upon c square minus b square. Okay, so this is inside root. This root will come here and we have c square minus b square is equals to b square. That gives me c square is equals to 2b square, that is b is equals to, this 2 will go here, so it is 1 upon root 2 times c. Now as b is distance, its value cannot be negative, so we have taken the positive value. So the value of b is equals to 1 upon root 2 c is the critical value. Here I can have maximum area or minimum area. Now to understand whether I am getting maximum area or minimum area, what I will do, I will put value of b equal to, which is 1 upon root 2 c in equation 2. Now what is equation 2? Equation 2 is d square a upon db square. So this d square a upon db square, let us see what expression we got. First it is 1 upon 2, so constant 1 upon 2 we will write as it is 1 upon 2. Then we have minus b upon, so it is minus b upon root of c square minus b square. So c square minus b square, so c square I will write as it is c square minus, there are two things, either I convert b in terms of c or c in terms of b. So it is better that I convert c in terms of b. Let us see which term is more here. So b, if I convert b in terms of c, okay fine, we can convert b in terms of c. So here numerator I will write as this minus b, I will write as c upon root 2. So this is c upon root 2 divided by c square minus b square, I will write as 1 upon 2 c square. Then I have plus sign, so then we have plus, in bracket we have b into c square minus b square, we have plus b that is c upon root 2, and here inside we have c square minus half c square plus b cube. So plus b cube means b square into b. So the value of b square is 1 upon 2 times c square into c upon root 2, and this whole divide by we have c square minus b square into root of c square minus b square. So c square minus b square is 1 upon 2 c square, and then we have same thing inside the root, that is c square minus half c square. Okay, so let us see what we got. This is half, here it is c upon minus c upon root 2 whole divided by c square minus half c square is root of half c square. Okay, then we have plus, this is c upon root 2, and here it is c square minus half c square is half c square, and then we have plus, this is 1 upon 2 root 2, this is c cube, and whole divided by we have c square minus half c square is, again this is half c square into here root of half c square. So we have to see whether this is positive or negative. So this 1 by 2 will remain as it is. Now this root c square is c, so that c we can take common and we will subtract. So it is 1 upon root 2 into this 1 upon root 2 is in denominator also, so that can be written as root 2 upon 1. So same term it will cancel. Okay, so here we have minus 1, then plus, let us see what we are getting here. This is c cube, 1 upon 2 root 2 c cube plus 1 upon 2 root 2 c cube. So it is 1 upon root 2 times c cube whole divided by, here we have this c square will come out and it will be c cube. So this is 1 upon 2 into 1 upon root 2. So here it is 1 upon 2 root 2 into c cube. Now this c cube will cancel, and here I have 1 upon 2, here we have minus 1 plus this is 1 upon root 2 into this is 2 root 2. So this root 2 and root 2 is cancelled, and we have minus 1 plus 2. So this is half, and here we have minus 1 plus 2. This gives me half into plus 1. So where we have done, so at somewhere we must have done some mistake, because here we should get negative sign. So let us check again where we have done mistake. Maybe here in this second expression dA upon dB is this, so we differentiate again. This first term is okay, then we have minus sign, and then here v into derivative of b we have written, and then we have minus b into derivative of u. So when we write derivative of u, there we have done I think some sort of mistake. This is minus, so minus minus plus, and this is minus. So when this minus is multiplied, I will have this term as minus. So here in place of b square, here we have minus b square. So we will write this as minus b square. So here minus b square, the second derivative, we will write this as minus b cube. So here in place of plus we have minus sign. So here we will get negative sign, minus sign in place of plus, and here when we go down, as this is 0, so this whole term will become, this side will become 0, so this will cancel, and finally what we have value as minus half. Okay, so this is plus 0, so this is your minus 1 and minus half. Now this is less than 0, so therefore I will say that area is maximum when b is equals to c upon root 2. Okay, so area is maximum when b is equal to c upon root 2. They haven't asked us to find maximum area. Let us check the problem again. Problem is, we have to prove that the area of right angle triangle of a given hypotenuse is maximum when the triangle is isosceles triangle. So here the area is maximum when b is c upon root 2. Now c square is a square plus b square, right? So therefore I will say that a square is c square minus b square, which is equals to c square minus 1 upon 2 c square, which gives me half c square. So from here I will get a is equals to 1 upon root 2 times c. So therefore area of right angle triangle is maximum when your a is equals to 1 upon root 2c and b is also equals to 1 upon root 2c. That is, area of right angle triangle is maximum when it is a isosceles triangle. Hence proved. Okay, hence we proved, right? Simple. Okay, now we will move to next question. Here in this second question, we have to show that all rectangles with a given perimeter, a square has the largest area. A square has the largest area. Okay, so we have given a rectangle in which p is constant. So for this rectangle, if x is length and y is breadth, then perimeter is, so we will say that let length of rectangle be x and breadth by. Okay, now all the rectangle with a given perimeter. Now for a given perimeter p, I can write p is equals to 2 times x plus y. That gives me the value of y as first p divided by 2 minus x. This is the value of y. Now for a given perimeter, we have to say that a square has the largest area. So the shape of rectangle is a square. So we will say area. Now area A is equals to, for rectangle area is x into y. So x into, in place of y we can write as p divided by 2 minus x. This is our area. For maximum or minimum condition of area, we have dA upon dx equal to 0. So let us first find dA. So this we can open the bracket, so it is p upon 2x minus x square. When we differentiate, we will get p upon 2 minus 2x. So this is dA upon dx, and if we square, we get d square a upon dx square. So this is minus 2. This we consider as equation 1, this we consider as equation 2. So for maxima or minima, we have dA upon dx equal to 0. This gives us p divided by 2 minus 2x equal to 0. So from here we will get p 2x equal to p upon 2 and the value of x as p upon 4. Okay, you can consider this as 3. Now when your x is p upon 4, your second derivative, which is d square a upon dx square, this is minus 2. So its value will not change for any value of p. So this is negative, which is less than 0. So therefore I will say that area of rectangle is maximum when x is equals to p upon 4. Now when x is p upon 4, the value of y we can find out with the formula p is equals to 2 times x plus y. So here p is equals to, now 2 times, in place of x I will write p upon 4 plus y. This 2 will come here, so this implies p upon 2 is equals to p upon 4 plus y. This implies y is equals to p upon 2 minus p upon 4. So this gives us p upon 4. So that is x is equals to y. That is, it is a square. So hence what we can say that, hence for a given parameter, of rectangle, area is maximum when, as length and breadth are equal, it is, area is maximum when it is square. So hence we proved that it is a square. Okay, when perimeter is given for a rectangle, then it has got maximum area when it is a square. Okay, I hope you understand. Now let us move to the next question. Now the third problem is, find the point on the curve y square is equals to 2x which is at a minimum distance from the point 1, 4. Find the point on the curve y square is equals to 2x which is at the minimum distance from point 1, 4. So I will say that let p x comma y be the required point. Okay, let p x comma y be the required point. Now given equation is what? Given equation is y square is equals to 2x, or I will say that p x y be a point. Let p x comma y be be a point on the curve. Okay, better. Let Px comma y be the point on the curve. Given equation is y square is equal to 2x, and given point, we have one point given which is 1, 4. Now what we have to show? We have to show that actually we have to find a point on this y square is equal to 2x which is at a minimum distance from 1, 4. Now I will consider this given point as q and this point p. Now distance pq is equal to square root of, we will apply the distance formula. So pq is x minus 1 the whole square plus y minus 4 the whole square, or I can say that 1 minus x the whole square plus 4 minus y the whole square. This is distance pq. Now as it is in square root, I will square on both the sides. So pq square is equals to root of, this root will remove and we get x minus 1 the whole square plus y minus 4 the whole square. Now we expand it. So after expansion we will get x square minus 2x plus 1 plus y square minus 8y plus this is 4 4 the 16, right? Now as this point x comma y is on the curve, we can have y square is equal to 2x or 2x is equal to y square upon 2. So what I will do, I will replace this x with y square upon 2. So this become y square upon 2 the whole square minus 2 into this is y square upon 2 plus, now this 1 and this 16, 1 plus 16 it will become 17. I will write at last, this is plus y square minus 8y and plus 17. So what we have done, we have written this pq square as in terms of y. Okay, so we have converted this pq square which is square of distance as in terms of y. So here it is y power 4 upon 2 to the 4 minus, here 2 will cancel, so it is minus y square and plus y square. So minus y square plus y square will cancel, then we have minus 8y and then we have 17. So this is the value of pq the whole square. Let us take this pq square as z. So I will say that z is equals to y power 4 upon 4 minus 8y plus 17. Now for the minimum value of z, its second derivative should be greater than 0 and first derivative should be equal to 0. So what we will do, we will differentiate this z with respect to y. So here we will get 4y cube upon 4 minus 8. Okay, and when we differentiate again, we get d square z upon dy square, which will give me value as y cube. This is second derivative. This 4 to cancel. When we differentiate again, we will get 3 into y square. We will get 3y square. This is second derivative. Now for maxima or minima, condition for maxima or minima. What is the condition for maxima or minima? We have condition for maxima or minima is that dz upon dy should be equal to 0. So this is condition for maxima or minima. So this will give me dz upon dy as dz upon dy is what? Y cube minus 8. So y cube minus 8 is 0. That gives me y cube is equals to 8. That gives me y is equals to 2. Now when y is equals to 2, our second derivative, that is d square z upon dy square, which is equal to 3y square, which is equals to 3y square, it will become 3 into 2 square. This will become 3 into 2 to the 4. So 3 4 the 12. Now this 12 is greater than 0. So therefore z is minimum or Z will be minimum when the value of y is 2, when y is 2. Now what is Z? Z is square of distance between 2 points. So when square of distance is minimum, so distance will also be minimum. So therefore I will say that distance between P and Q, distance between P and Q is minimum when I will say that y equal to 2. Now when y equal to 2, what is the value of x? Now y square is equals to 2x. This is equation of curve. This implies that 2 square equal to 2x. This implies that x equal to 2. So therefore value of x is 2 and value of y is also 2. So 2 comma 2 is the required point. Means this is the point from which the distance of the other point Q, which is 1 comma 4, we have the minimum distance. So we have to find the point. So this is the point. Yes, simple question. Okay. Now let us move to the last problem. Now here the fourth question is, a wire of length 28 meter is to be cut into 2 pieces. One of the 2 pieces is to be made into a square and the other into a circle. What should be the length of 2 pieces so that the combined area of the circle and square is minimum? So we will consider, let x we will consider as x meter be the side of square. We will consider x as side of square and we will consider r be the radius of circle. Okay. Then length of square will be, then length of square part, this will become 4x, and length of circular part, this will become 2 pi r. So as per problem, we have this 4x plus this 2 pi r, their combined length is 28. 4x plus 2 pi r is 28, it is given. And combined area capital A will be x square plus pi r square. Now from this equation 1, suppose this is equation 1, I can convert x in terms of r, or I can convert r in terms of x. Let us consider or convert x in terms of r. So I have from 1, this area is equals to in terms of x square. Now from here the value of x, if you see, it is x square is 28 minus 2 pi r whole divided by 4 the whole square plus pi r square. Now 2 I can cancel from numerator and denominator, so I have 14 minus pi r whole divided by 2 the whole square plus pi r square. This is my area A. Now I differentiate this area because the problem is, if you again see the problem, what should be the length of the 2 pieces so that the combined area of the circle and square is minimum. Combined area should be minimum. So for that So we will first differentiate dA upon dr. Now this dA upon dr will give me 2 times 14 minus pi r upon 2. This is composite function, and then we differentiate. So derivative of 14 is 0 and derivative of minus pi r upon 2 is minus pi upon 2, plus derivative of this term is 2 pi r. This is our derivative, and if we differentiate again d square a upon dr square, what we get? Here this 2 is cancelled. We have minus pi upon 2, so write minus pi upon 2. Then derivative of this whole term is minus pi, and here we have 2 pi. So finally we get pi square upon 2 plus 2 pi. Okay, this dA upon dr I can consider as second equation, and this I will consider as third equation. Now for maxima or minima, condition for maxima or minima, condition for maxima or minima is that dA upon dr, this should be equal to 0. Okay, this implies dA upon dr should be equal to 0. That means 14 minus pi r, first we have minus pi upon 2 I will write, and then in bracket I will write 14 minus pi r plus 2 pi r. This I will consider equal to 0. So I will open this bracket. This implies minus 7 pi, 2 7s are 14, minus we have pi square r upon 2, pi square r upon 2 plus 2 pi r equal to 0. So first pi is common, so I will cancel pi and I will get 2 r, we have 2 r minus pi r upon 2, this is equals to 7. 7 I will move on right hand side. So further simplification gives me the value of r. So what I will do, I will take r common. Now here I have 2 to the 4, 4 minus pi whole divided by 4 is equals to 7. So the value of r which we get is 7 for the 28. So I will write 28 divided by 4 minus pi. The value of r from this first derivation we get 28 upon 4 minus pi. Let us check again whether whatever we have done is correct or not. So from r we will check. We have substituted 14 minus, in place of x we have substituted 14 minus pi r whole divided by 2. Then the area is pi r square plus 14 minus pi r divided by 2 the whole square. Then we differentiate it, and the derivative which we got is 2 pi r minus 14 pi minus plus, it should be 14 pi, okay, minus pi r square, yes, this is right. Okay, then we differentiate again and we equate this first derivative to 0. That means we have equated 2 pi r, we have equated this 2 pi r minus 14 pi upon 2, that is 7 pi minus 7 pi, and then we have this minus and this minus plus. So many times I am doing the same kind of mistake. So here it is minus 7 pi plus pi square r upon 2 plus 2 pi r is equals to 0. From this we have we can take 2 common, right? What we can do is, this is minus 7 pi upon 2, this is minus plus pi square r upon 2, then we have plus 2 pi r, we have plus 2 pi r, okay. then pi, as it is common, we have cancelled, and we have 2 pi r as we have 2 r terms. So what we should do? Okay, fine. So here this is what we have done. This minus minus we have taken plus. So after this minus 7 will move on that side, it will become plus. So here we have plus sign. So 2 plus 2 to the 4, 4 plus pi upon 4. So 7 4 the 28, 28 upon 4 plus pi. This is the value of r, 28 upon 4 plus pi. Now d square a upon dr square. Now when r is equals to 28 upon pi plus 4, we have d square a upon dr square. Its value will not change because it does not include any r term. Pi square upon 2 plus 2 pi, it is pi square upon 2 plus 2 pi, which is greater than 0. So therefore I will say that area is minimum when r is equals to 28 upon pi plus 4 or 4 plus 5. Now from equation 1, in equation 1 what we have said, that 2 pi r, that is total length of the circle 2 pi r plus 4x is equals to 28. Okay, if we see the first equation, we have 4x plus 2 pi r is equals to 28. 4x plus 2 pi r is equals to 28. Now here the value of 4x will be 28 minus 2 pi r. Therefore the value of x is 14 minus pi r whole divided by 2, right? So value of x, what we have substituted is 14 minus pi r divided by 2. Okay, fine. So this is the value of x, which is 14 minus pi. Now in place of r, I can write as, what is the value of r? I can replace 28 upon pi plus 4. So this is 28 upon pi plus 4. This is the value of r, 14 minus pi r whole divided by 2. So let us expand this. This pi plus 4 will multiply with 14 minus, this is 28 pi whole divided by 2 into pi plus 4. Okay, I hope this calculation is not that difficult. You can do it well. 14 pi, this is 14 pi plus 14 for the 56 minus 28 pi upon, this is 2 into pi plus 4. Now this is 56 and here we have minus 14 pi upon 2 into pi plus 4. This 56 I will take to common and cancel, so it will become 28 minus 7 pi divided by pi plus 4. So 7 I can take common, or I will keep it as it is. Value of pi is 22 upon 7. Okay, shall we put that? So this is 28 minus 7 into 22 upon 7. So this 7 will cancel and whole divided by, we have pi plus 4. This is the value of x. So the value of x we got as 28 minus 22, which is 6 upon pi plus 4. So the value of 4x, therefore the value of 4x is 24 upon pi plus 4. Okay, let us again check whether I have done any mistake. X is 14 minus pi r upon 2. So 14 minus pi into r, pi r whole divided by 2. Then we cross multiplied 14 pi plus 56 minus, here we have 28 pi. So this is upon pi plus 4 into 2. So this is 14 pi plus 56 minus 28. So this is 56 minus 14 pi. 56 minus 14 pi whole divided by 2 into pi plus 4. This is 28 minus 7 pi upon pi plus 4. So the value of pi we can put, and we get 6 upon pi plus 4 is the value of x. So value of 4x is 24 upon pi plus 4. Now this value 4x is 24 upon pi plus 4. It is very small value. So again we have to see if at any point we have done any mistake. Let us start with the value of r. Let us check what value of r we have find out. Okay, so here r is equals to, now 7 4 the 28 upon, okay, before that here 2r plus pi r upon 2. So what we have done here, we have taken r common, then 2 to the 4 plus pi whole divided by, here I have written 4. Okay, this is my mistake. It should be 2. So this is not 4, this is 2. So this 7 to the, this is not 28, this is 14. So 14 upon 4 plus pi. So the value of r is 14 upon 4 plus pi. This is 14. Okay, 14 upon pi plus 4 or 4 plus pi. Then in second derivative, so no problem. And then here again, when r is equals to 14 upon, this is not 28, this is 14. So I will write 14 upon 4 plus pi. So in place of r, we will replace 14 upon. Okay, so this is 14, 1 4. This is 14 upon. Now when we cross multiply, this is 14 pi. So I will write this as 1 4 14 pi. Now here this is not 28, this is 14, so it is 14 pi. Now 14 pi will cancel, and I have 56 upon 2. So 56 upon 2 is 28. So finally I will get 28 upon pi plus 4. So the value of x is 28 upon pi plus 4. This is the value of x. So value of 4x, therefore I will say the value of 4x is equals to 4 into 28 upon pi plus 4 is equals to 4 is the 32, 4 to the 8, 8 plus 3, 11, 112 upon pi plus 4. This is the value of 4x. So therefore finally I will say that therefore required length of a square part is equals to 112 upon pi plus 4, and the required length of circle part we can say is equals to 2 pi r, that is 2 pi r, which is 2 pi into 14 upon pi plus r. Okay, so this will become 14 to the 28 pi upon pi plus 4. Okay, so while solving these problems you should be very careful, otherwise you can make mistake like this what I have done, and then you will run out of time and you will panic and you can do more mistakes. So you have to be very much patient and calm and concentrated while doing these kind of problems. Now I want to discuss this problem 1 again, because here we find that this second derivative part was very lengthy, okay, and there we could have done some mistake. So if you see your NCERT textbook, there they have solved one problem in which they haven't solved this second derivative. What they have done, they have find this first derivative and find the value of b, and for this value of b, what they done, because this condition indicate that where I have maximum or minimum area. Now I don't know whether it is maximum area or minimum area. I will find the area using b is equals to 1 upon root 2 c. Okay, so I will get one area. Now that area could be maximum area or that area could be minimum area. So whether it is maximum or minimum, for that what we do, we put any other value for b, okay, and find the area. Now if that area, okay, we compare that area with the area which I have found just now. If that area is less, then it indicates that what area I have got with the value of b is equals to 1 upon root 2 c will be the maximum area, because here this area has only two options, whether it is maximum or minimum. So it will avoid your second derivative test. It will avoid your second derivative test, and by that you can solve this problem. Okay, so you will avoid this second derivative part which is complicated in this example. Yes, I hope I will recommend that you try that method and see which method is more easy, more suitable. And this also, if you get a better answer, then comment me, okay, send me your solution. Yes, thank you.